Hey everybody, today is going to be a little bit of a different video than what I normally do. I've been around online and I've gotten questions and haven't really seen a video touching up on what I'm about to talk about. So as you can tell, I'm at work today. I'm a little slow, so I have time to make this video. I want to focus on how to become a crane operator in general. There's multiple things that I can touch up on, but specifically today I'm just going to talk about the journey from getting your certs to getting to the seat, whether it be mobile or tower. So as you can tell, I'm in a tower crane. I also hold crawler and hydraulic swing cab certs. So, but we'll skip past the part once you get into a union, because to get into most crane work, you do have to be in the union. That's just the lay of the land. So you've gotten in the union and you're going for your CCO certs, whether you be going through the apprenticeship program or you're a journeyman switching over from dirt to crane. The one thing that I see a lot of guys do is get all their NCCO certs. That is great in theory. However, you have to renew all those certs every 5 years. So it's really, and most of the time you're not going to use all of them. So with so much testing having to be done every 5 years to renew them, a lot of guys will let their crane certs lapse that they don't use. So my advice, first off, when you want to get into hoisting, specifically focus on what you want to do. Do you want to do tower crane? Do you want to do mobile? Do you want to do crawler? Think about what you want to do first and move that direction first. So, as you can tell, I'm primarily in tower crane. This is the cert that I use the most. This is the type of crane I operate most. So, if you're gonna go, let's say, the tower crane route, like I did initially, you have to get your rigging signal certs. A lot of guys out there, young and old, think that they're going to get their NCCO certs and they're going to get thrown in the seat right away by a company. And that's just not how it works. You've got to start from the bottom up, literally. So I also, on top of my operating certs, I have my NCCO rigging signal. I started off as a rigger signal person for the first 4 to 5 years before I even got put into a seat, or got the opportunity to be put into a seat. So that is very important. That's going to teach you how to properly rig loads, how to properly call the hook, and most importantly, how to properly catch the block. Guys that are not in hoisting are not going to know what I'm talking about. I might do another video here explaining that, but it'll teach you those basics. And then when you get into the seat, it's going to help you out, knowing how rigs should be properly rigged, how you want your ground guys to call your hook, etc. So you're going to start off on the ground, very important. That cert is also important for crawler and for mobile, because in crawler and mobile, you're going to start off as what they call an oiler. You still rig, you still signal, but on top of that, you drive either the crane or a truck with the counterweights. If you're in a mobile, and a crawler, you don't drive the crane, obviously. It's assembled on site, but you have to grease the crane and clean the crane for both of those as well. So that is what an oiler is. So if you get into crawler or mobile, that's what you're going to be doing. So it's important to have that cert as well if those are the two directions that you want to go. If you want to go into mobile, we'll just call it crane rental. In my opinion, you need to get obviously you need to have your rigging, your signal, and your swing cab. But I would also get your boom truck certs. For NCCO, they call it telescopic boom crane fixed cab is what they call it. And the reason why that's very important is because once you've signaled and rigged for a while, a lot of guys, veteran operators, don't want to run boom trucks. So that can be your way to get to a crane quicker, show your company that you really want it, and that you're trustworthy to run a crane. And then they'll start moving you up potentially to the bigger cranes. When I started tower, I ran a self-erector first. It's a much smaller type of tower crane, and you run it from the ground. So boom trucks are very important. Obviously, your CDL, if you're going to go into crane rental. So if you're going into crane rental hydraulic, you need to have your CDL, NCCO rigging signal, NCCO swing cab, and I'd also get the boom truck. And that is that. With crawler, you'll need to get your lattice boom, crawler, and also your rigging signal. Those are going to be your two main certs. Tower is obviously tower, and rigging signal. So those are the primary certs to get through for NCCO. There's other specialty ones like lattice truck. If you're going to go into that, that's kind of a dying type of crane, but if that is the type of rig you're going to go on, then obviously go for that. But those are kind of the three general main certs that I would focus on. Everything else, unless you're specifically going into a crane like that, I just wouldn't even bother. It's going to be a waste of time. Once you have gotten into the industry, you can always go back. Say you're in the union like I did. I got my hydraulic and crawler certs later. Just wanted to add some versatility to it. Doesn't make me a crawler or a hydraulic crane operator. I have 0 seat time other than what I've done out at the training center. So, but yeah, you can always go back and add those certs later. But I would figure out what it is, what part of the hoisting industry you specifically want to go into, and then focus on those certs that I named specifically for those three major types. And one other thing that I want to touch up on, I think I've already said a little earlier in this video, you are not going to get into a seat right away. You need to understand that you are going, when you start off with a company, you're going to start from the bottom, and you're going to stay at the bottom for a while. It's not like you're going to rig signal for a couple months and then you're going to get thrown into a seat. You got to earn that time. You got to earn your stripes, per se. And so you're going to be on the ground and give it time. Be safe, learn, listen to your operators that know what they're talking about, learn from them, show them that you want it, show up every day, just be a good employee, and you will move up. I promise you. It happened to me, it can happen to anybody. And then one other, I guess, piece of advice that I want to give is, once you get into the industry, any time, seat time that you're given an opportunity, jump on it. Specifically, I'll give you my background for tower crane. I was put on a self-erector first, but for me to get into the taller top slewing cranes, tower cranes, I needed 500 logged hours before I was able to solo in a tower crane by myself. That is the rules through our union. So I went a lot on Saturdays when I wasn't working to job sites with operators, coworkers of mine that gave me the opportunity. They got the okay from the superintendents on their jobs, and they'd be in the cab with me and they'd let me run the crane. And I did that a lot, and for free. It ended up costing me money, but it was a investment that I made for my future. And eventually I ended up in a seat. So like I said, you're going to start from the bottom, focus on those certs that you need specifically for what you want to do. And like I said, any sort of experience you can get that is given to you, even if you do it for free, jump on it. And I promise you, you will move forward in this industry as long as there work. I hope that answers any questions out there for you guys. If you guys have any questions, drop them down in the comments, and I will gladly make another video like this answering them. Talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.